Well, it's exactly 5 weeks since we moved our team to 100% remote working, since when I managed to find my way back to my home in New York. Here it is an extraordinarily beautiful day. The air is as clear as if I was standing high up in the Alps. The sky is extraordinarily blue. It is perhaps unseasonably cold, but it is very beautiful. I wanted to share very briefly a little bit of what has been achieved over the last month or so, a few things that have inspired us along the way. First though, a quick look ahead to next week, where we are supporting 4 events through Earth Week. The first on Tuesday, and these days will be the following day for Australia. On Tuesday is about science-based targets and their impact on business, where we will have a group spanning business, science, academia, investing and nature. On the following day, we have a panel exploring Green New Deals, Green New Jobs, Jobs Guarantee, and initiatives like that. On Thursday, again that will be Friday morning in Australia and the Asia Pacific, we have a fantastic discussion coming up about global religions and faith-based investing and the role that those communities can play in driving change in our society. And on the final day, Friday, in Europe and Africa and the Americas, Saturday morning in Australia, is about activating academia. There's a huge community that lives and works inside academia, both the students and the teachers, and indeed philanthropists and others that support those activities. And we are bringing together a group of people, a panel of students, a panel of academics, a panel of philanthropists, to talk about how you can drive change in those institutions. And through all of this, sharing practical experiences to what we can collectively do, what we can individually do in business and government and other institutions to use this period of extraordinary change and extraordinary disruption to lift our society up rather than drag it down. In our own team, we have moved to remote working. We hosted our first online team drinks 5 weeks ago. We have closed one transaction in the renewable energy space, which we will announce fairly soon, which is another fantastic achievement by our clients and counterparties to show that investment keeps moving forward and keeps flowing to the future and not the past. We have an important initiative which we will be able to talk about very shortly, which will benefit one of Australia's largest and most important sectors. And I think the other thing I wanted to share was we have really been inspired by a few things that some of our friends and collaborators have done. One, Nellie Robinson from Nell Restaurant in Sydney, who realised that he could connect his suppliers of fantastic produce who had no customers because the restaurants were shut, with his customers who couldn't get food because his restaurant had been closed, and of course the supermarkets were out of stock of all sorts of things. The second is here in the US, where Nick Lane from Bluestone Lane created an initiative called Fuel for Heroes, where you can go to his website and one of the online products they now sell is a coffee, not for you, but for someone else. And the sweet part about this deal is if you buy a coffee for someone else, they will match it 3 to 1. So for under $100 US, you can send 100 coffees to people that need it most working in the health system. Thanks for joining me, and I wish you and your family and your friends and collaborators a fantastic week and the courage to find opportunity and ways to help others in amongst all this craziness, perhaps inspired by the extraordinary nature here in Central Park.